In a world full of conventional Hollywood cliches and recurring lackluster sequels, one critic has seen it all, who can provide you with all the movie news, opinions, and reviews that could very well save humanity as we know it. This is Libby's Movie Hunt. And now, your host, Libby Hunt.
Hi, welcome to Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm your host, Libby Hunt, and we are here at the Highland Park Village Movie Theater about to see a screening of The Heart of Man, and I can't wait to hear if it's popcorn worthy.
So every man, every woman struggles with lust. Eventually we begin to face it's an addiction. It's going to kill us.
29 years of being married. There's been between 13, 15 affairs.
So I was looking up really what a hybrid doc narrative is, and you're right, there's really not a category for it.
The MPAA, the group that rates films, did not have a category for this film. They didn't know how to, they thought it was beautiful and they said they'd never seen anything like it, but they didn't have a category for it because the narrative is its own thing and there's no dialogue in it. The sound and the melody of the father and son is what ultimately kind of creates the language of that world.
So I write music for films, that's what I do. And when we decided we would do this film, the church has a lot of people asking questions right now, but no one's answering them intelligently because the church is in an identity crisis in North America. We don't know who we are. We don't know who God is. We don't know what he's thinking about us. We don't know if we're doing enough. So much of our energy and work during the day is focused on trying to please this person who we think is out there, but maybe he lives in us.
I always felt that God was mildly disgusted with me.
Hearing that he loves me didn't really resonate because it's like when it's all said and done, he's still going to judge me.
Wayne, or one of you producers, want to tell us kind of the goal going forward with the film? What's going to happen with it?
Kind of the mission here afterwards is we're trying to see where we can get it to, and we've been exploring different options as far as distribution goes. But we're looking like somewhere fall of 2017 that it might hit theaters.
Executive producer, what I care about is that it gets seen by as many eyeballs as possible.
Work with a great group called Pure Hope, and through that got connected with everybody that's sitting here right now through this film, and it's been a wild ride, but a great one. We've seen God do amazing things, and I think serving as an executive producer, like Wayne said, it has offered me an opportunity to do one thing that I love to do, which is connect great people in great causes in service to our great God.
Really, Jason deserves most of the credit for why and how we got to the finish line and what it's looking like now. And I just came and aided in any way that I could with resources, with relationships, with any experience that I had.
There's a team of 10 women in Austin. So it all stays in Texas. Keep it in the family, right? A group of 10 women at an agency called The Fed. And they would be doing the film marketing and the curation of all of the ancillary content. So the book, the study guides, the 4, 6, 8 week sort of way that churches can engage this material. And they all come from the publishing background in the mega church space. And they watched this film and they said, this film's for us. And actually the film at the time was titled Hearts of Men. And they said that film, that title does not invite us into that story. Do you have another one? And we had thrown around a name about a year ago called The Heart of Man, shorthand for mankind. And so they were the impetus behind the change of the name, the rebrand, so that we can invite our female sisters into it because the story is equally about them.
This movie, are you wanting it to be a teaching tool? Is that something that people could take into churches and use it as a teaching tool?
So this film will be an amazing teaching tool because it won't just ask questions, it will answer questions from people who have real experience with God. These are not theologians who wrote books in Greek. It's not cerebral. These are people who have both knowledge and experience with the Father.
We are still looking for dollars to drive this all the way through. For me, it was important, as Tony often references, is drive-by evangelism is a dangerous game, which is, here, look at this film, and you have a problem with pornography or addiction, and then never speak to them. So we hope over time, with the last push of the release of the film, et cetera, to build curriculum and various things around it to support what we're bringing to the world, because we're going to bring a lot of pain out of people, and we need to be there to support that. And that's always been a big part of mine, is transparency.
Shame is that thing that drives my compulsive behavior.
I was a slave to it. That's when it clicked.
If we understand that sex is not about sex, it isn't just about the struggle with lust. Lust is desire gone mad.
So what we decided is we wanted to hit the heart and the mind, and we thought the heart can be approached and talked to in a narrative sense. It carries more mystery in it, and it allowed us to write in the depth and the nuance that we were going for. And then the mind, the facts and the stories of the people that we interviewed around the country, and we did that for about a year and a half, 2 years almost. We interviewed couples around the country, thought leaders, people that could speak into the issue, and then we crafted or deconstructed the prodigal son story out of Luke 15.
We all had a burden for something that was evil, unjust, dark, right in front of us. We also had a burden because we recognized we contributed to it in our brokenness, and we wanted to do something about it. And we all started doing things about it. But we realized, I think, at a certain point that we needed a team.
And this film is parabolic in the sense that people will find themselves in their brokenness, in their shame, in their guilt. And when they leave the film, they're going to want to say, what's the next step? Where do we go from here?
So often we think God is just trying to get us to conform, when really what he's committed to is unbelievable transformation. If we could only enter the depths of his love.
You know, sex trafficking is so big, and I didn't realize what a problem it is. I'm finding out more and more, especially in the United States, but just around the world, it's really a problem in India. And it's just sad that it's slavery, really, is what we've got going on. Present day slavery, and it needs to end, and hopefully this film will bring attention to that and help with that.
There's just over-sexualization in our culture. You know, beauty magazines, walk down the aisle at the grocery store, and beauty magazines only make you feel ugly, right? It's ridiculous. And so this is all about standing up in a sense for, you know, trying to fight back for the next generation, which is my daughter, and men.
This movie is going to change the heart of men. I really do. I think the title is so appropriate. I can't wait for people to see it. It's a hard message to deliver, and I think y'all are going to deliver it beautifully. Thanks for tuning in to Libby's Movie Hunt. Now, go enjoy the movies.